Since the beginning of the AU Athletics Hall of Fame, 110 inductees, 5 teams, and Heritage-era women athletes have been recognized for their impact on Anderson University and its athletic department. These members of the Hall of Fame have been champions on and off the field and worked to put our athletics department on the map locally and nationally. Today, we add to this prestigious group 3 more individuals in the 2021 class and 4 in the 2020 class, and recognize an outstanding team with the mission of bringing to light their accomplishments both on the playing field and in life. Today's first inductee of the 2021 class is Mrs. Sue Anderson. Anderson becomes the 10th softball athlete to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. A native of Cornersville, Indiana, Anderson came to AU in the fall of 1999. She was named the HCAC MVP in 2003 and garnered all HCAC honors in each of the 4 years she competed. Anderson currently holds the school record for career stolen bases and stolen bases in a season. Among the softball program's career leaders, Anderson ranks 3rd in career hits, 4th in career runs, 6th in stolen base percentage at .895, and finished her career with a .359 batting average. The Ravens qualified to the NCAA tournament with a conference title during her freshman season in 2000. AU softball coach Tony Holloway said of Anderson, "Sue was the complete player. She had all the tools to make her one of the best players on the team. She was able to adapt from being an outfielder to our starting shortstop. She brought one of the final pieces to a team who qualified for AU's first postseason appearances." Anderson resides in McCardsville, Indiana with her husband, John, and is a full-time mother to their 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, the 111th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mrs. Sue Anderson. Our next inductee is Mr. Mike Dixon. Dixon becomes the 14th track and field athlete to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. A native of Ellicott City, Maryland, Dixon came to Anderson in the fall of 1978. He garnered first-team All-Hoosier Buckeye Collegiate Conference honors in 1980, 1981, and 1982 after sweeping the 200-meter dash and 400-meter dash titles in each season. He still holds the outdoor school record in the 400-meter dash with a time of 47.66 seconds. Dixon is a 3-time qualifier for the NAIA National Meet, qualifying as a sophomore, junior, and senior. He also competed on the 1980 Conference Championship team, which marked the program's first conference title. Dixon earned NAIA All-District 21 honors as a sophomore, junior, and senior. Former AU head track and field coach and Hall of Famer Larry Maddox shared, "When I think of Mike Dixon, I get excited, not just because of the many races I saw him win or his wonderful closing leg of the relays, but because of his work ethic. Mike asked me if he could run cross country to make sure he would be ready for track, and he did that all 4 years in college. Mike never had an injury or missed a track meet while at AU. I believe his work ethic as well as his competitive nature made that possible." Dixon is the founder of the Harvey and Sam Puppet Company. The company's performances focus on Christian education. He resides in Baltimore, Maryland, with his wife Evangeline and has 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, the 112th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Mike Dixon. The final inductee of the 2021 class is Mr. Charles Chuck Rudy. Rudy becomes the 39th football athlete to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. Rudy, a native of Louisville, Kentucky, came to Anderson in the fall of 1977 to compete for the Ravens. Rudy was tabbed an NAIA All-American Honorable Mention in 1981. He was also selected to the All-HBCC First Team in 1978 and 1981. Rudy recorded 10 sacks during the 1980 season, which ties for 6th in school history among Anderson's single-season leaders. He also contributed 6 sacks in 1981. Rudy was twice selected to the All-NAIA District 21 team. Among Anderson's career leaders, he is tied for 6th in sacks. Rudy was a member of the 1980 squad that was 8-1, tied for the HBCC championship, and had the top-ranked scoring defense in the nation in NAIA Division II, allowing a mere 60 points the entire season. In 1981, he was also a member of the squad that finished the season with an 8-1 record, won the HBCC outright, and was ranked 7th in the nation at season's end. Former head coach and AU Hall of Famer Kevin Donnelly shared, "Chuck was an exceptional football player for the Ravens, and I had the privilege to coach him. He is a person of integrity and truly is a Hall of Famer. Congratulations, Chuck." Rudy has been employed as a federal food inspector for 30-plus years. He resides in Louisville, Kentucky with his wife Tina. They have 3 adult children. Ladies and gentlemen, the 113th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Charles Rudy. Our first inductee of the 2020 class is Mr. Ryan Bennison. Bennison becomes the 4th men's soccer athlete to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. A native of West Lafayette, Indiana, Bennison arrived on the Anderson campus in the fall of 1997. Bennison earned first-team All-HCAC honors as a junior and senior. In his senior season, Bennison was tabbed the HCAC MVP. Also as a senior, he paced the Ravens with 54 interceptions and matched the team lead with 11 goals. During his career, Bennison notched 18 goals, 11 assists, 47 points, and 145 interceptions. He ranks in the top 10 among Anderson career leaders in interceptions, goals, assists, and minutes. Bennison returned to Anderson in 2008 and spent 3 years as an assistant coach to the men's soccer program. Longtime coach Scott Fridley said of Bennison, "Ryan was a triple threat soccer player. He was a great defender, a great captain, and was able to score when the team needed him to do that from the back. Mostly used as a defender in his career, Ryan cared about his teammates more than himself and understood the importance of making those around him better and the idea of being part of a team. His selfless manner and always willing to put others ahead of himself made him a great leader of this championship team." Bennison has been the head men's soccer coach at Bridgewater College since 2011. Ryan and his wife, Rachel, reside in Bridgewater, Virginia, and have 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, the 114th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Ryan Bennison. Our next inductee is Mrs. Jeremy Sortgen. Sortgen becomes the 7th women's volleyball athlete to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. Sortgen, a native of Monroe, Indiana, came to Anderson in the fall of 1999 to compete in volleyball for the Ravens. Sortgen racked up 5,832 assists during her career, which ranks 1st in Anderson school history and 2nd in HCAC history. She is a 4-time first-team All-HCAC selection. Sortgen has also scattered 1,795 career digs, which ranks 3rd in Anderson school history. During her career, Sortgen was selected as the HCAC Player of the Week 4 times. Sortgen compiled 1,529 assists in 2002 and 1,499 assists in 2001, which hold the top 2 spots among Anderson's single-season school leaders. She was named the Anderson Senior Female Athlete of the Year in 2003. Ed Allen, former AU head volleyball coach, said, "Jeremy was a rare gem, a player with talent, character, and will to win, and toughness all combined in one. A leader with the heart of a lion. One of the most special players and teammates I have had the opportunity to coach in my career. As with most people she has come into contact with, my life is better for it. Sorgen taught middle and elementary school from 2003 to 2012, and since 2012 has been the photographer and owner of Yellow Creek Photography. Jeremy and her husband, Brad, have 2 children and reside in her hometown in Monroe, Indiana. Ladies and gentlemen, the 115th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mrs. Jeremy Sorgen. Our next inductee is Mr. Michael Nickum. Nickum becomes the 6th wrestling athlete to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. A native of Muncie, Indiana, Nickum arrived on the campus the fall of 1982 and competed in the sport of wrestling for AU. During the 1982-83 season, Nickum earned first-team All-Hoosier Buckeye Conference honors and won the NAIA District 21 title. He advanced to the NAIA National Tournament and captured 5th place. Nickum was named an NAIA All-American. He also closed out the year with a 21-7 record, compiled a 21-8 record during the 83-84 season, and secured his 2nd first-team All-HBCC selection and was named the HBCC Most Valuable Wrestler. Nickum claimed 2nd in the Little State Championships, then repeated as NAIA District 21 champion and was tabbed the NAIA District 21 Most Valuable Wrestler. Nickum returned to NAIA Nationals and finished 8th to secure NAIA All-American Honorable Mention. Former AU wrestling head coach Paul Gray said, "Mike was a very skilled wrestler when he arrived at Anderson. His experience made him a team leader immediately. We participated in some great tournaments the years Mike was here, and he had a chance to wrestle the best in the nation a few times. He was an outstanding competitor." Nickum resides in Chandler, Arizona, and is the owner of Astana Mortgage. He and his wife, Sadia, have 2 adult children. Ladies and gentlemen, the 116th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Michael Nickum. Our next inductee is Mr. Gary Gerald. Gerald becomes the 10th individual to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame in the Meritorious Service category. Gerald came to campus in 1958 from Midland, Michigan, and competed in cross-country and golf for the AU Ravens. Gerald is being honored in the Meritorious Service category for his contributions as the College New Bureau sports writer for the Herald Bulletin and as a writer for the Andersonian covering Ravens athletics while a student at AU. After graduation, Gerald spent 12 years with KCRA-TV as a sportscaster. Then, in 1979, he began his television and radio sports broadcasting career, where he has been since. Gerald has been the radio play-by-play announcer for the Sacramento Kings since 1985. During that time, he has called more than 1,600 NBA games. Gerald has also covered more than 1,100 events as a television announcer with ABC, ESPN, and NBC. He has covered various events including the Indianapolis 500, NFL football games, and the 1988 Summer Olympics. Gerald called races with the IndyCar series for more than 25 years and also worked television broadcasts of NHRA drag racing series. Gary and his wife Marlene, also an Anderson alum, reside in Sacramento, California. They had 2 children, Beth, who passed away in March of 2020, and Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, the 117th member of the Anderson Athletic Hall of Fame, Mr. Gary Gerald. Our final honorees are members of the 2000 men's soccer team. The Athletic Hall of Fame recognizes this team for outstanding athletic achievement. The 2000 men's soccer team captured the HCAC regular season and conference tournament titles. Anderson put together a 13-8 overall record and a 5-0 HCAC record. The 2000 season marks the program's only undefeated season in conference play. Anderson produced 53 goals and 62 assists on the season, which are both program records. The Ravens scored 2.52 goals per match and allowed 1.19 goals per match. Ryan Bennison was tabbed the HCAC MVP that season. The Ravens set a program record of 6 first-team All-HCAC selections as Bennison, Adam Beidenbach, Chad Frank, Andy Foreman, Bill Heulinger, and Brendan Matthews each garnered first-team All-Conference honors. Coach Fridley said, "The 2000 team was special and, more importantly, a great group of young men. Led by seniors Ryan Bennison and John Hayhurst, the first AU team to not only win the regular season but also the postseason tournament. They finished conference play undefeated, winning its last 7 games of the season. This team put 6 players on the all-conference team, which was unheard of in that time of the HCAC. They remain the winningest single team and won 13 games on the year." Ladies and gentlemen, today's final honorees, members of the 2000 men's soccer team.